And I was like, no, really? I'm going to tattoo you. And he was like, you look more like a girl that stands in Debenhams that does people's eyebrows than someone that tattoos. And I was like, first of all, does that mean my makeup looks nice?
Welcome to another episode of Girls Know Nothing. You may recognise today's guest as one of the nation's sweethearts from season 7 of ITV's dating show Love Island. Abby Rawlings is not only my closest friend from the show, but she's also an incredibly talented tattoo artist. And she's probably annoyed that I've taken this long to ask her to be on the podcast. So welcome to the studio, Abby. Long time no see.
I saw you
trying to think about when the last time you saw me was.
It wasn't even that long ago.
It was in December.
That's not that long ago.
For my birthday?
Yeah.
Beginning of December.
Yeah.
We did spend a whole 4 days together though.
Yeah. I feel like I saw you yesterday.
I think that's one of the nice things about our friendship. You don't you always get like fans that like, you guys fallen out? You haven't hung out with each other for ages. And I'm thinking like, we don't have to live with each other to like be friends.
I don't have people be like, are you fighting? But I do have people message me like, where's Sharon? Where's Faye? Or like if I'm with one of you, people will reply being
where's
like,
the other?
But where's so-and-so? Yeah, but and it, like we've gone out of our way to like not include them.
It just doesn't happen. Like we all live at different ends of the country.
Yeah, it's actually quite impressive how much we do see each other considering.
Yeah, that is true. But we did say we were going to move in together.
I know, I'm still
I think
open
that might
to
be
this.
carnage though. You, me, Kaz and Lib. Faye doesn't want to live with us, by the way.
FYI, if we do to do this, we need to do this soon because I've got 3 months left on my...
Okay, no pressure then.
That's a visa. I am
Bye,
ambitious.
Won't see you for a while, but like, yeah, I think it'd be carnage. 4 of us and 2 dogs.
Yeah, the dogs would be sweet.
And 3 cars. How are we going
That's an issue
to
in
find a place in
London.
London with all of that? That's not absolutely extortionate.
I don't know. You're talking to the wrong person.
Get ready to start selling feet pics, Abby.
Okay, let's do it.
Do you know what I wish I did do actually before starting this episode is looked you up on WikiFeet to see what was WikiFeet saying about you.
I've got a good number.
Have you? Oh, do you know?
Yeah, of course I do. That's funny.
I think I've got more posts about my armpits on Reddit than I do about my feet on WikiFeet.
Your armpits?
My armpits.
Have I got an armpit rating?
I don't know. I'll look it up later.
That makes me nervous. For sure.
You know when we went to Greece and I wore that lime 2-piece?
Yes.
And there's a photo of me doing this?
Yes.
That's where like people have zoomed in on my armpit. And,
Is it a good armpit?
Apparently it's a good armpit.
I'm so sorry. I've never actually noticed. But
It's all right, babe. I'm not.
What sort of friend am I?
I actually didn't plan too many questions for this episode because I know you, so I don't have to like worry about what I'm going to say to you.
Okay.
You look so much more
I'm
nervous
more worried now you've said that. Please worry.
No, don't worry. Like obviously, it wouldn't be.
No, it's fine. It's fine.
Is it?
Yeah.
Sure? I'm not going to ask you anything horrible.
Okay.
I know what your boundaries are, I think.
We'll find out.
Sharing a bed with you in Austria for 4 days, I'd like to think I know what your boundaries are. Oh my God. Okay, yeah. So obviously I want to talk to you. We're going to talk about Love Island at some point. Because we have to. Because our 2 girls, our 2 babes are in All Stars.
They are.
I'm actually at where Tyler's come in. That's where I'm at the moment.
Oh my God.
I didn't see that coming. I don't know why I didn't see that coming. I thought Toby, like obviously Kaz and Toby were like a thing in the beginning. Like it's not a big deal, but like I thought that would be the thing.
I literally heard his voice. I was on my own. I was in the house and I went, stop it, Tyler. You know that emoji where it's like melting?
Yeah.
I felt that. I was like...
It makes sense for it to happen, but I just didn't think it would happen.
Yeah, I didn't see it coming either. I was blindsided.
Kaz's facial
Said it all.
expressions said it all. But
I know.
I felt bad for Lib when her and Jake were like...
Oh, I know. All the comments on like the Love Island post as well. I was like, oh my God, Jake and Lib are getting back together. Blah, blah, blah. I just replied to one going, bet they don't.
No, thank you.
No.
We'll all have something to say about that when she comes out. That's not happening.
Exactly.
But no, did you have a conversation about All Stars? They must have approached you, yeah. Did you not fancy doing it?
No.
Why? No, just
Do
a
you need to
definitive
ask
answer.
me why?
No.
Because
Babe, I'd love to see you on it.
no, do you know what it is? I feel like I'm now at a point in my life where I'm really happy. I'm happy just being this like low-key tattooist that just has a private life. That's like...
Okay. So you went on the
happy.
biggest dating show in the country.
Well, no, so this is the thing. I thought that that sort of life would fit me and I would
Okay.
fit in. And then
Yeah.
I got the life and I was like, this don't suit me. I'm not an influencer. I don't know what the fuck I'm doing. I didn't even follow influencers before I went into it. So then afterwards I was like...
You didn't even have Instagram really, did you?
I didn't
You
have my
had your
personal
tattoo
one. I only
page.
had my tattoo page, yeah. So I had this personal page. I didn't even like, it wasn't even used to posting selfies or like outfit of the days. And because I'd never really followed anyone other than artists, I then started following other influencers that were successful and then almost just copying what they were doing because I thought that was the correct way to be an influencer.
Okay.
So I wasn't being me, nothing was authentic. And I was like just trying my hardest to keep my head above water. I just didn't like any of it. And then I think I came from like an industry of tattooing where I feel like I've been tattooing for 11 years now. I feel like I'm very established. I'm very proud and I can back myself and say like, I've got to where I am now because I worked for it. But all of a sudden, when I went on Love Island, I got handed this platform on a plate, which I didn't like work for.
Yeah.
Had no idea what I was doing. I was like thrown in the deep end and had so many eyes on me because of the show. And it just made me crumble. Some people thrive, others crumble.
And Abby, oh yeah, but I get what you're saying, but did not help your tattooing, like your tattoo
I
business.
didn't need help without like humble brag, but I didn't need help in that.
Don't need to don't be humble when you're bragging.
But then at the same time, when you've been tattooing 11 years and you're not busy, you're doing something wrong. Do you know what I mean? Like you have to be doing all right. Like as much as I want to like pat myself on the back, also like I've been in the industry for so long now, you have to be established.
To be fair, boys that are local to me, you'll know about one particular person. They all knew you from they all follow tattoo artists on Instagram, and then you appeared on Love Island. So they all followed your tattoo. Like quite a few of them followed your tattoo page. And there was that one person that I was seeing after the villa that was like, Abby's like my type, and I went, go on, text her then. And I literally gave him your number. I was like, go on, text her.
That's
but she won't reply to you.
Fucking wouldn't. Just about reply to my friends.
Yeah.
On a good day.
Yeah,
so I'm
thank you.
sorry.
So everyone was like, where's Abby? We invited her. She just didn't reply.
That's a lie. I'm always there before everyone else.
Yeah, you are.
I'm the
you are
only
really
person that
early.
always shows up and always shows up on frickin' time. So
You're
can you take
early.
that statement back?
You're early
Like a
all the
minute and you're
time.
all like 20 minutes late. So it makes me extra early because you're all late. And I have to tell the waitress like, I'm not alone. Like my friends are coming.
It was like my first birthday after we left the villa. And you were like, it was me, Kaz, Faye and you.
Where did we go?
Lib was we went to Bagatelle.
Oh, that was fun.
That was when Faye had the
That was so
frozen
fun.
vegetables. Because I think Lib was doing Dancing on Ice.
Yeah.
And you were so early. And I was so
I'm sure
late.
I was just on time.
We're 20 minutes early, babe.
And were you 20 minutes late? Yeah. Okay, here we are. I remember that because the table wasn't ready. So I had to stand at the bar on my own. Oh, yeah, I remember being like, fucking hurry up.
It's when I get phone calls
Yeah, but
from you.
Kaz got there before you and that's saying something.
Yeah, that
You were
was
late.
worrying. That was worrying.
You were late.
I knew it was bad when Kaz got there before me. But what I like want to talk to you about your tattoo journey and like how you got into tattooing because I don't know, is it something people just wake up and decide they want to do, or is it like a natural transition from being really artsy?
I don't know. I didn't even know I wanted to be a tattooist. I got offered an apprenticeship, which is like unheard of. And I was so young.
Wow.
I was like 18, just moved to, this is back in the Facebook days. So I used to like draw little pictures. I was so cute. Like post them. I had a little drawing album. And I had like
So you were an influencer making then?
all right, maybe. But I'm like, that's art. It wasn't me. It was me showing like, look what I can do.
Yeah.
Like, it wasn't, anyway. Someone must have forwarded them to this studio that was out there. Like, oh, look at this girl, whatever. They contacted me and were like, do you want to be an apprentice? And I was like, I didn't even know females like tattoo. Like back then, my stereotype of tattooist was like a hairy bikerman. Like, do you know what I mean? I was like, me? That's so weird. But okay, fine, I'll come. And then like, I literally hung out there. And bear in mind, I had just enrolled into university. I'd been there 3 weeks. Went into this tattoo studio. Next day, I dropped out of uni.
Wow, talk about impulsive.
My mum was livid.
You're also the least impulsive person I know. So you must have felt something right to just like do that.
Do you know what? I didn't actually want to go to uni in the first place. I just wanted a fresh start and I had no money and I was broke. So I was like, uni, why
Everyone's
not?
broke there.
So then when I got there, it was graphic design. So I was still going to do it if not. Like that was going to be the career path I was going to do. But then when like I stumbled across tattooing, I was like, holy shit, this is cool. This is me.
You didn't even have tattoos then, did you?
No, I had one. I had my drink on my back.
I like that tattoo. Why don't you like it?
Do you know what? Being honest, I fancied a guy at the time who had tattoos, and I was like, I need to get a tattoo. I want to be a tattoo chick.
We've all been there.
Yeah. So I like went onto Pinterest. I was like, girl tattoos, and like dream catcher came up. I've never had a dream catcher. Don't have one now. Don't really care for them. But I saw one and thought, bit of me that. So I got the most generic girl tattoo you could ever have. And then I became a tattooist. And then I became like a laughing like point. Everyone would be like, nice tattoo, bro. And I'm like, so yeah, I don't love it, but it is what it is.
What was it like becoming a tattoo artist in a male-dominated industry?
So at first it was really hard to the point where there's one time this couple came in and the boy came in. And the guy that I used to work with was a bit pervy, so he always wanted to tattoo the girls if there was a situation like that. So I knew straight away, right, he's going to want her, I'll go for him. Said, oh, hi, said this situation. I was like, I'm going to tattoo you. And then before I could even finish, he was literally like, good one. So who's actually tattooing me? And I was like, no, really? I'm going to tattoo you. And he was like, you look more like a girl that stands in Debenhams that does people's eyebrows than someone that tattoos. And I was like, first of all, does that mean my makeup looks nice? And second of all, I was like, no, seriously, I'm a tattooist. And he was actually like, what do you mean you're a girl? And I was like, I'm aware. What do you mean? So then I was like, right, I'm tattooing you, missus. Like, you can have ya. I couldn't believe it. So at the beginning, like people, it's actually funny, at the beginning, it was hard to get, especially men, to trust me, think that I'm capable.
Yeah.
Whereas now, fast forward 10 years, little guys begging me, like, please let me, please. And I'm like, no, I'm sorry, I need to tattoo girls now.
It's you actually.
No, it's just a lie. But I mean, it just makes me feel a bit like, haha, fuck you.
But that's, I always think, do you always think it's like this stereotype about what type of tattoos girls do as well?
I mean, I kind of think it is a thing. I feel like a lot of girls' work is more feminine in general. When girls do fine line or mehndi or like dot work, I feel like it's quite clear when it's a female doing it compared to a male, because we do all the little like droplets and swells. Like I do actually struggle when guys come to me for tattoos because I naturally make everything so feminine because that's my style.
Yeah.
So when a guy comes to me, I just make everything spiky. I'm like, does this look manly? So I do struggle a bit. I am naturally very much in my lane, which is like females.
Yeah, I mean, I've seen a lot of the tattoos you do, and I couldn't imagine a man having a full bum tattoo.
You know, like those big swells that like wrap around the girls' bodies. I've had like guys like message me and be like, "I love this. Can I have it?" And I'm like, I mean, you can, sure, but I don't know whether it's going to give.
Because it's meant to like contour the body,
snatches the waist, gives the booty looking big, and I'm like, look, if that's what you want, I can do that for you. But I don't want to give you something which then creates an insecurity for you if everyone's like, honey, your tattoos are beautiful, but I mean, they look more like a woman's. I don't know. I don't know. It just worries me.
I think you worry too much.
I do. I overthink everything, yeah.
You actually do.
I know. I think of every single scenario and then a scenario off that scenario.
Yeah, and then there's things that I would never even, like, I consider myself to be a very like cautious person, and there's things that I wouldn't even think of that you've said to me, and I'm like shit from Taken.
Oh, babe, that's really nice.
This is what I mean. I've lost track of what I was trying to say or think.
I'm just thinking about getting taken now.
It's fine. You guys got into a back of a taxi in Vienna that wasn't actually an Uber. It was a random man's car and nothing bad happened.
When was that? Wait, did he drive us somewhere?
No, when Lib and I went back to the hotel on the first night and you guys stayed out in that weird club with that guy. Who was that guy?
I think I was very drunk.
Basically,
I don't know what you're talking
there's a video of like, I think it was Faye's got on Faye's phone. All three of you got into a car and a man was like, guys, I'm not an Uber, get out.
Oh yes, we did do that. And I was very drunk. Yeah. Oh yeah, we did do that.
See, what's the worst that can happen?
I know, that's true. But I did do that like unintentional. I didn't know I was doing it. Otherwise I probably wouldn't have done it.
Just Just blame the other two. It's fine. Just throw them under the bus. They're not here to defend themselves.
I do nothing. Never.
Talking about self-talk, you're going through, didn't you go through like a whole spiritual retreat thing?
I wouldn't go as far as to call it a spiritual retreat.
Okay, you did
I'm
something.
So I've got one more module. I'm doing a course to become a mindset coach.
Okay.
But I'm not actually going to be a coach. I just do
Why?
it for myself. Because
you could totally, maybe it's a new niche you have. You can do mindset coaching while tattooing.
Do you know what? I thought, like, when the situation arose, I was like, do you know what? I don't necessarily want that to become my new career. However, I knew that I had a lot of like growth that I needed to do and a lot of healing and all that mumbo. So I was like, even if I do it for myself and then people around me, my friends or like my customers, like we sit there all day, like 6 hours with each other. It's quite like intense. Yeah. We chat about everything. Like, I have like a therapy session. I offload, they offload to me. Like, it would actually be really useful if I knew some actual correct ways to deal with stuff. And it's just healthy, isn't it? It's just self-growth and becoming better.
Is that the only reason you did it? You don't think that one day it might be like a career for you?
I'm going to say no, but who knows? I went on Love Island, so crazier things have happened. I also never thought I would do that either. So
yeah, that's true. I mean, I was going to ask you, what is it you're healing from, babes? Tell me, what are you healing?
What am I healing from? I am healing from, do you know what? This is actually pretty deep, but I'm happy to talk about it. Okay. So I started taking the contraception pill recently, and I haven't taken that for, well, I say recently, this is like 6 months ago now, but I haven't taken it since I was like a teenager because it used to give me really bad headaches.
Yeah.
But I started having regular sex again, and I was like, do not want to get pregnant. So I got the pill, and then once...
Sorry, completely just dropped that on me. I've not heard about that.
No, this was like 6 months ago. I'll tell you that.
Oh, okay.
This is old news. He is not in the picture now.
Okay, fine.
Anyway, so we started having regular sex, and I was like, I need to be like cautious here. I don't want this to happen. So I like Googled, and I was like, right, the best pill to like not give you headaches. That was my main issue. I had a headache like every day. I'm really prone to them anyway, aren't I?
Yeah.
Found this one, didn't really like have too many side effects. I was like, sweet. Although, you know, they always say like, you might die, you might get suicidal, you might do this, but everything like says that. Literally, like, find me something that doesn't say that. So I thought, meh, that's fine. Started taking this pill, and that month of me taking the pill, I literally felt like every single thing I had suppressed from like a teenager, all the things that I had like, because I'm quite good, or really, I thought I was good, kind of just like ignoring stuff and moving on and not really dwelling on it. It all hit me like a sack of shit. And I was like, oh, I'm so depressed.
Yeah.
I was in a really dark place, and I just felt like I'd wake up in the morning, doesn't matter if nothing bad was happening, but I just felt like there was no warmth in the world, and like nothing made me happy. And I felt so lonely. I was like in Brighton, I didn't have like my close immediate friends around me. And I was like, I fucking don't enjoy life right now. And then when I realised it was because of the pill, because I was like, why do I feel like this? I was like, right, I need to stop taking this pill. This is just not worth it. Like, no. But then I found myself, even though it takes like a while for the pill to get out of your system. So even though I had realised what the problem was, I was like trying to feel better, but I just still felt really shit. So then I started therapy, which just changed everything really. And she just helped me feel better about stuff. And I was like, okay, do you know what? I'm ready to feel happy again now. And then felt like my normal self again after a couple of months. But I feel like I'm quite like a happy-go-lucky girl in general. Nothing really affects me. And then all the stuff that I'd gone past and gone, oh, well, that happened, and not really thought about, all of a sudden I just thought about everything. And I was like, oh, life's shit. So I just had to try and not bottle it, but with my therapist kind of work, like acknowledge something that happened, talk it through, and then just put it away and say, that's dealt with now. I don't need to think about it now. That's done. And then just like working through everything. And then was like, oh, I feel lighter. I feel better. I don't need to think about the past. The past is in the past for a reason. Now I need to focus on the future. And so then when this mindset coaching course came on, I was like, you know what? I've come so far already from having that little wobble. I'm now feeling good again. Like, how much better can I do? Like, my mindset could be better. My self-talk, like yours just then, wasn't great. My self-talk's horrendous. And I think that also has to do with the pressures from being on the show.
Yeah. So
I knew that I needed to find new ways and new habits to overcome my old bad habits to become happier and better and live like a fuller life. So I thought, let's be a mindset coach.
when you leave the show, you get offered therapy. Did you take
No, I didn't think I needed it. Babe, this is the problem. I was like, I don't need that. I'm fine. Because I used to suppress everything.
Okay.
And then,
why do you think you used to suppress everything?
because it's just easier to not think about why people do mean stuff to you. You're like, oh, well, that's fine. Your fault, not mine. Then you just like move on and just don't think about it. It's so much easier. Well, until you have to deal with it.
Yeah. I mean, knowing what you know now, do you think if you could go back in time, you would like take that therapy straight away?
I don't think at the time I was ready for it because I didn't think I needed it. And I think going into therapy, it's like when someone says to you, you need it, but you personally don't think it, you do it for them. You're not doing it for the real reasons. You're doing it because you're being told. Whereas I felt I was in a dark place and I was like, I want to change this. I don't like how I feel and I need to take steps to change it. So what can I do? And I was like, I've never tried. Obviously I had done therapy, but because I felt like I was just wasting both of our times. I was just chatting shit about my life to this woman on webcam. I was like, what am I doing? Like, I've got shit to do. So I just like wanted to go. Whereas in this case, I was sat down and I was hurting and I was like, please help me. Like, fix me, please. So I feel like with therapy, it only works when you truly and honestly want it to make a difference. Otherwise, it's just pointless. You're just chatting shit.
I mean, one of you said it briefly, but I always call my like hairdresser, my nail tech as like an unpaid therapist.
Yeah, and tattooist. This is a thing, babe.
And there's a thing like when I got my last tattoo, I was there for like 4 hours, and I was like, I'd only met this person once before, and I just offloaded everything.
It's because they're like a stranger, so then you feel like you can trust them with stuff that you wouldn't tell immediate people, or you can be more vulnerable with them. I tell all my business to everyone. It's bad.
I mean, I wasn't going to say it, but
I'm just a little bit of an open book. I should probably shut it sometimes.
No, I like that quality about you. But like, is it not hard to take on other people's stuff, especially if you don't have like the capacity in yourself?
I think I actually quite enjoy it. Like hearing, I think because whenever they're vulnerable with me, I'm like just as vulnerable to like match it. So we both feel like openly equal in the vulnerability. And I've always got something going on, and I feel really relieved and like light afterwards. So I feel like, no, I think it's nice. It's good.
So I always wondered if it was like, do you guys feel like a massive burden taking on everyone else's stuff?
No, sometimes it can be a bit tough if someone's in like an abusive situation and they tell you because you feel like you want to do something to change it or help it and you can't. It's not your business. Like you're there for her to vent to, not to do anything. You're not a hero. Like get over yourself. But you want to. I want to be like, live with me. I'll look after you.
I think that's just you. Because that is something you would totally say to somebody. I can actually just sit there and imagine.
So it's hard sometimes, but usually it's not that deep. It's only been like a handful of times where it's been something where I've been like, oh shit, babe, this is a real problem. Like you should actually probably talk to a professional about this.
It's probably like all the times when I've turned around to you and be like, so-and-so's done something really irritating and it's not actually that deep.
Yeah.
Just some boys
they'll
being
like,
stupid.
yeah, they'll tell me about, usually it's boys. We have a boy chat or like, and mum's a dick or sister did this at Christmas. And like, it's like those sort of situations. Not my sister.
I was going to say like, whoa, okay, we're really, really getting into it today.
No, my family are great.
But it's like, one thing as well that I think the younger generation have probably gotten over the whole tattoo stigma. You must have faced it at some point in your life. Like, oh, if you don't get tattoos because
You won't get a
you're
job.
a pretty girl or you won't get a job or like it's ruining your femininity.
Yeah. I remember I had a guy that'd be like, oh, don't get sleeve. You're going to look so manly. I'm sorry.
Oh yeah, babe, you look so manly.
I couldn't look more like a man. I really wanted to do that then. In secondhand embarrassment. Can we cut that?
I'm going to deliberately keep that in now.
Anyway, I mean, it really depends on what you get tattooed. But I do think back then, tattoos weren't like as fine line and we didn't have the tools to create like the softer tattoos. So people thought that all tattoos would be like pin-up girls, like Sailor Jerry tattoos. Like they all had to be very bold. Whereas now, you can just have super light stuff that's super girly and pretty.
I do remember your TikTok. Or was it a TikTok that you put on an Instagram reel? And it was about how you were at a wedding and someone's grandparents.
Oh, that was bad.
Whose grandparents said that to you?
Okay, so it wasn't even So first of all, it wasn't a wedding, but I didn't know how else to word it.
Okay,
It was,
where were you?
My ex-partner has a rich auntie, and she literally rented out this whole castle for her birthday party. So she had loads of people that she knew in her life, and we just got sat on a table, but it was laid out like a wedding. So we were sat next to. They were actually their opposite neighbours, and because they're really rich, obviously these guys are mega, like they got money. So we're sat next to these and we're like, oh, obviously we're being polite, we're talking like, hi. And I actually really like old people. Like I've always got I've got such a soft spot for them. They're all just cute as fuck. Other than the odd few. So I was sat next to the guy and then his wife was next to him. We were just chatting away, blah, blah, blah. But the more like we drank and the more we like sat there, she then started asking me questions about my tattoos. Wait, first of all, he went, oh, where do you live? And at the time I lived in Chertsey. And he went, wow, you live in Chelsea? And I went, no, Chertsey. And he went, oh, that makes more sense. And I was like, tell me I'm poor without telling me I'm poor, please. Like, fuck. Anyway.
It's not even a poor area to live in.
No, it's not Chelsea though, is it?
No, it's not.
But anyway, so that was the first blow. And I thought, oh, okay, I'll just laugh that one off.
It's going to be a spicy dinner.
I wish. But I was thinking rude. Then his wife, at one point, she's talking, and so my partner's next to me at the time, she rips my arm up on the table. She's pointing at my hand, and she's looking at him, going, how do you find this attractive? She's defaced her body. This is disgusting. And she's really saying it from her chest. And I'm just going, I don't know what to say because you're old and I don't want to be rude. But wow, that's such... And he obviously is also fully tattooed, but he's got a shirt on so you can't see nothing. So he gets off scot-free. And he goes, I quite like him. And she went, disgusting. And I was like, oh, wow. So then obviously I was like, okay, I'm not a rude person, so I'm not actually going to address that, even though I probably should have said something.
It's better for her that she said it to you and not to me.
I can't bring myself to... I was like, do you know what? I'm actually just going to ignore you now and pretend like you don't exist. But I just thought, wow. Dude, also, I had like a black backless dress on at the time, so you can see all my tattoos. I just thought, oh my God. I was literally known. Everyone was going, who's the tattoo girl? I was like... And the dress was red. It was like I wanted to be looked at. I didn't.
Yeah, I was like, you really don't like being the centre of attention.
I know, but then I wear stuff that's like, look at me. But then I'm like, oh my God, everyone's looking at me. It's like a real toxic trait of mine.
I love that when we were in Austria, like all of these boys were looking at you in the club and I was like, why is everyone looking at me? And I was like, maybe it's because your ass is out.
Oh, what was I wearing?
Was it like a meshy jumpsuit that you were wearing?
Oh yeah, my ass was out, yeah.
Yeah. And I was like, babe, that's
But because it was like trousers, it felt like I wasn't.
I mean, I liked your outfit.
Me too, I wore it.
But so did everybody else in the club. So people are going to look at you.
But this is when I'm at home and I'm like in front of the mirror and I'm putting on my stuff. I'm like, you look good. And then I like take one step out the door and I'm like, oh my God, my boobs are on show. People can see my bum. Like, I just feel really insecure. So really I should just wear baggier clothes. But
no, but why do you feel like that?
I don't know. It's an insecurity of mine that I need to work on, clearly.
But like, I don't understand why you'd feel like that.
I get like social anxiety. So walking into a room.
Okay, yeah.
If I'm with people, I'm all right because I feel like I'm confident in numbers. But if I'm on my own, I'm like a snail. I want to go into my shell. I'm like.
I realised that the first time I ever realised that was a thing for you was when we went to an event together and I was in an Uber stuck in traffic and you were outside the tube station and I was stuck at a traffic light and you rang me 6 times to be like, where are you? And I'm like, bitch, I sent you my location. Like, you can see where I am.
I know. I just, that was the Opoly event, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then we went to McDonald's and
oh my God, that guy.
Yeah.
He loved you. He really loved you.
Yeah, it was really intense, wasn't it?
Hey, you don't have to be single for long.
Yeah, if that man ever sees this, hit me up, babes. No, he won't. He wasn't. I don't even remember what he looked like.
I don't. All I know is he really loved you. You were like shoveling chips in your mouth. You're like, no. And I was like, wow, he really likes you. I'm not even like being like funny. You generally were shoving chips in your mouth.
I was trying to do anything to make me look less attractive.
And I was just like, if he was here, I was just complete back to him. Like, I'm just going to be chatting. He's going to say something to me like, oh, she's quiet. And I went, just don't want to talk to you, mate.
Do you know what, actually, when I first met you, how we first met was quite funny because I thought you were going to be really loud and like, because it's Love Island, like everyone's loud and stuff. Yeah. And then I met you and you were so quiet.
I'm quite timid at first, aren't I?
Yeah, you are.
I take a while to come out of my shell.
It's really weird that we're as good friends as we are because we didn't meet on the show.
I know. I generally feel like I was on the show with you.
Yeah, it feels like it, but we didn't.
Even like when I first knocked on your door and you opened the door, I was like, Sharon. Like I literally felt like I already knew you because I'd watched you on the show.
Yeah.
And then like I felt like the way we communicated and spoke was literally just like you were getting your makeup done and your hair done. You had everyone around you. Then I was just sat on your floor doing my makeup on your bed. Like, I am so different to this girl. I do not know what I'm doing. But this is what I mean. Like, I was not used to this world. I hadn't ever had my makeup done professionally at this point. Like, hence why I was doing my own. Like,
I mean, for context, basically on the Love Island finals, there was 4 of us.
Oh, it was ITV, wasn't it?
Yeah, ITV had a party. Everyone else was in Manchester and 4 of us were in London.
Yeah.
And Abby got ready in my room.
Yeah.
We'd never met.
Yeah.
And
I was just sat on the floor looking up at you like a kid looking at their mum.
To be fair though,
like, oh my God, her makeup looks so good. And then your hairdresser, James, who's great, he then was like, oh honey, do you want me to do your hair? And I was like, does it look that bad? I was like, yeah, go on then. And then my hair's never looked better. And I was like...
But I had the makeup artist because I was having my neck covered.
As in like, I want to go her love bite?
Mm.
Ooh.
You must have remembered that. We were all laughing about it.
Which time? You've had a few, no? No, it's funny because that's actually true though, isn't it?
I think there's been 2 situations.
There we go. Which time? I've had 0.
Yeah, I don't want them. They're horrible.
I've never had one.
They're disgusting. Why would you do that to somebody?
When it's called a love bite, don't they have to like suck it? Yeah, that's a bit weird.
What are you doing?
Like, oh my God.
I'm always really angry when I wake up.
Did it take long? Do you have to like...
I was drunk both times.
I just don't get it.
Right, neither do I, babe. And also, if I ever date anyone, they're just going to listen to this and be like, oh.
That was awkward. I did that. By the way, she hated it.
Oh, I told them I hated it.
Oh, okay, that's
We're
fine.
like polar opposites in that sense. Like, you'd be like, if we were at a restaurant and you didn't like what you were eating, I'd be the one that's like...
Yeah, they'll come. I'll literally be saying shit. Oh my God, this is the worst thing I've ever fucking eaten. And then the wait, how is it? It's so good. Thank you so much. Oh my God, great, thanks.
No, she actually hates it. Please, can you? Not in a rude way. I don't want people to jump at me thinking I'm rude, but like I would be like, no.
No, but I wish that I could actually have the confidence to say, actually, you can say it in a polite way. Actually, it's not that great, but it's all right. And then that gives them an opportunity to either say like, oh, we could change it or take it off the bill or whatever.
Yeah,
but that is just not me.
Oh, babe, it's all right.
I was suffering in silence.
Ended up with friends that are like extremely loud.
Yeah, but it inspires me to be
Does it?
more loud.
Do you want to be more loud?
Yeah, why not? Maybe not
you
you're
sure?
loud, but like louder.
I would have loved to know what you were like in a villa.
Do you know what? I was very aware I was on telly when I was on the villa. So I actually don't think that I was my true authentic self in there. I think I was very like, with me, I like, you know how I say a lot of like sexual innuendos.
Oh yeah.
I'm very like, a lot of my humour for whatever reason is quite sexually orientated.
It is, yeah.
So I remember like Maura's season, she said like a few things that related to sex. And then she was like pegged as this girl obsessed with sex. So I was like, I don't want that to happen to me because... I'm not.
Yeah.
And also like I just didn't really see that image for myself. So there'll be times where I'd be like, that's what she said. And I was like, actually, I'll just not say that. Or like there's little jokes that I would think to say and then I wouldn't because I don't want that to look weird. So I feel like I wasn't really fully myself. I was holding back a lot. I was like a watered down version of myself.
Yeah. Do you think you'd ever go back on TV? Reality TV?
No, I don't think so.
So All Stars season 2 is not for you?
No, I'm really happy where I am now. I like being like, I don't know, how can I say old news without it being mean to me?
What, about calling yourself old news?
Yeah.
You're not old news, babe.
Well, I'm not new news and I'm happy about
You've
that.
got a lot of fans.
But if you put yourself back into a reality show, you throw yourself back into that whirlwind of being relevant. And I quite like where I am in the back. I'm like, I'm not relevant, but I'm also like not a front seat. I'm like holding the camera going, you're doing great, sweetie. Like, and I'm happy here. Like this is where I don't feel like that world suited me. And I felt like I was quite lost and I didn't know. It's like the first time I've ever like questioned stuff I was doing or how I looked. And I became like conscious about stuff that Before Love Island, oh my God, I just didn't even care about anything. I just lived in my own little bubble, just like drew every day and painted every now and again. I was like this little like cute artist girl that skateboarded everywhere. Like, who is she? Don't do that now. Now I just like, I mean, I'm working on it, but I think after Love Island, because I had so much attention everywhere I went, or like people would be like, oh, that's that girl from Love Island, or like people noticed me more, instead of being like, yeah, I'm that fucking girl, bitch.
I don't think anyone was like that.
I am that girl from Love Island. And like, for whatever reason, I took it on as like a negative, of people recognising me. So like, my very small amount of fame that I experienced made me realise that fame is not it. You're literally putting yourself in a really small box, and then all your privacy is taken away from you. And okay, some doors may open, but you might not even want those doors. And then all the old ones of your privacy, or just being able to do normal things, or like, I don't know, like when I came out, it was halfway through, and like I felt like everyone was talking about Love Island. I think it's because it was straight after COVID, and there wasn't much on, so it felt like it was really spoken about. I remember trying to walk to Co-op to go and get some cheese. These girls came in, and it's the teenage girls at school. They're the ones that love it, didn't they? And I thought, oh my God, I haven't got any makeup on. I like put my hood up, and I was like, please don't talk to me. I was just getting the cheese. It's my tattoos. And one of the girls like clocked my tattoos.
No, that's a bit creepy. She literally
came round, like, so my head was like this. I was like, went to hold the cheese. My hair's here. And she went, oh my God, I knew it was you. And I was like,
no, that's creepy.
And then she went, can I have a photo? And obviously because it's me and I'm like, I can't say no to anyone. I was like, oh, okay. She got a Snapchat out. She just took a photo of me, not with her. She literally went like that really quickly. So I'm like, and then she just walked off. And I was like, I feel violated. Like, I hate that now I can't even walk to the shop to get cheese in peace. Like, why do I feel like I have to put on makeup in case someone wants to take a Snapchat of me, whereas no one cares now.
Were you ever worried about going back to tattooing after the villa? Because, you know, everyone sets this like, I've spoken about it before, when everyone like automatically assumes you're going to become uber wealthy. Yeah, like you're basically become Molly May 2.0. And if you don't, then you're a failure.
Yeah, I actually got ripped by the press for this because I went back to tattooing after 3 months, and it was like already had to go back to her day job. And I was like, I never stopped being a tattooist. Like, okay, for a hot minute I did go on reality TV, but I didn't do it to become an influencer. I didn't do it because I wanted to become famous. I literally did it because it knocked on my door and never even thought about doing it. But I thought, hey, the universe has my back always, so this is so random. Surely there must be a reason why I have Love Island asking me to go on it. So I was like, fuck it, what's the worst that can happen? In hindsight, I wish I didn't do it.
Really?
But yeah, other than meeting you and the girls, like, so maybe you girls are worth it. So maybe I don't wish I didn't do it. I wish I wasn't so naive, and I wish I hadn't even watched it before I went on. So I didn't know obviously it's a game, but people forget that. People
You've got to
watch
be a good game
and
player,
they're like,
to be on it.
yeah, like people are like, oh my God, he's such a game player, and that's like seen as such an insult in there. But it is literally a game.
It is how you survive in there.
Yeah, which is wild. But the thing is, I felt like I was playing a game I didn't know the rules to, because I was in there literally just being like, oh, see what will happen. And then like now that I watch Love Island and I understand how the works and whatever, there's little things that I was like, I probably would have done things differently subconsciously.
Yeah.
But because I was so naive, I was just being truly authentic, like making decisions that Abby would do, but then didn't really get me anywhere.
It's really sad to hear that like you were ridiculed for going back to like your passion.
Yeah.
Because, well, firstly, I've never seen an article about any man being ridiculed for going back to his original job.
With who?
Like any man.
Oh, any man.
From the villa. I've never seen, like,
I know, like the doctors,
loads of
for
them.
example. Like, of course he's going to go back to his job because that's his job.
Yeah.
So why is it because I'm a tattooist? Is that not like an official job? Like, oh my God, she already has to go back. Like, well, I want to. I missed it.
But then equally, you get trolled for not going back, because then like
you've changed.
People think like, like you've changed, or like, oh, you're always trying to stay relevant, or like, you know, you're just a bum.
Yeah.
So why don't you go back to work?
Yeah.
So basically, you just can't win.
Well, no, never. So fun.
That's why she's a mindset coach now.
This is why I'm trying to change that.
You're gonna like psychoanalyze all of the like trolls instead.
Yeah, I'm gonna therapize them. Like, who are you angry at, me or your dad?
Oh my God, no. But you also started doing people's hairlines. What? Do you just get bored and wake up one day and go, I'm going to do this?
No.
Like a true Elle Woods moment.
There's just something about the opportunities just arise and I just like to take them. And I had an opportunity to become an SMP artist, which is scalp micropigmentation. I've said that 3 times over. It's really, really hard. It's a mouthful. But it's basically, with me, like I said earlier, most of my tattoos mainly are female orientated. And I feel like I have like dedicated most of my career towards like making females feel better about their skin and like enjoying like seeing their reflection in the mirror and giving them that confidence. And I love that. I thrive off of it because it makes me, I feel so rewarding from that. So I almost like want to do more because I get such a buzz from it. But when it comes to the men, I have never really had so much that I can really offer them because I think of it is so feminine. So now I'm kind of, it's still tattooing, it's just cosmetic tattooing. And I've gone down a different route, but I'm able to help men now. And honestly, the difference is insane. Obviously, females still do it and we have it with the hairline stuff, but it's more like quite life-changing for the men.
Yeah.
And it makes me, again, I'm like, oh my God, finally I can give back to the men. Like, this is so cool.
It's so wholesome. You're so cute.
So that's like something that I feel really happy that now I've got that under my belt and I want to kind of like do a little bit of both now. So I feel like the normal tattooing, that's my personality really, isn't it? So that's always going to be a thing, but this is now something new and exciting and
it's mostly a female audience in this podcast, but if any men are listening and want their hairline redoing, Abby's your gal.
Hit me up. I do females too.
I've seen it though. I've seen your what's it called?
SMP
stuff.
No, I started a new little page that's like separate from my tattoo page just because I didn't want them to
You're going to do
merge.
Do I need it done yet? I probably don't, to be fair.
I mean, you messaged me going, do me. And I was like, what do you mean? Be specific.
Listen, don't start other rumours, all right? This is bad enough as it is. If there was ever going to be a rumour about me and any other female ex-Islander, it would be you.
Yeah, I'm fine about that. But look, I mean, I was confused because you have the thickest hair.
Yeah, but I feel like I'm like, maybe it's just, you know, when you, like you were saying earlier about when you leave something like that, you will start looking at things you'd never thought of before.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe my hairline's just one of those things.
You have such thick hair. This is so bizarre. I mean, you would hate to be me. My hair is so freaking thin, man.
It's because I don't know, actually. I've dyed my hair so many times. I'm just
unlucky.
I don't think so. I think you're very lucky. Very wholesome queen.
Oh, thanks.
Just start getting emotional. Out of all the things you can get emotional about, me calling you a wholesome queen is what you cry
I know,
at.
but it is nice. I feel like it's a really nice compliment when someone like that, like it's like a compliment to like my personality. So I feel like that's a really high thing to say. So it makes me want to cry.
Babe, I think you don't give yourself enough credit. You're probably one of the nicest people I know.
Oh, stop. You have to say that I'm here.
No, yeah, as soon as she leaves, and you're like, oh, fucking bitch. Can't believe I had to share, but actually, sharing a bed with you is fine. You don't move.
I call and ball, and then I'm dead till the morning.
You literally wear
Although
so
I
many
do
layers.
wee like 3 times a night.
Yeah, and in Austria, that wasn't the best bathroom for that.
No.
It was just glass. So if I got
You got to watch me wee like 3 times a night. How lucky. Maybe you're the lucky one.
Yeah, actually, in that scenario, there's plenty of people on the internet that would pay to be in my situation. Maybe I should have started a special Instagram for you for that.
Maybe. I think that
on Reddit page.
Oh, that.
I'm now going to look at your armpit rating.
I'm actually so intrigued.
No,
I've never really looked at my armpits. The only thing I know is they're quite caved in from when I had hair removal.
Okay.
It was like clonk, clonk, clonk because it was hitting like a bone. And she went, this is skinny people problems. And I was like, oh, it's got skinny armpits.
Just
exclusive. You saw it here first.
Do you ever get worried? Does your management just sit there and go, oh, Abby's doing it again?
Yeah, maybe. I do need to learn when to stop.
This is why we're friends, because neither of us know when to stop.
Yeah, you are so fun.
People don't believe that.
Really?
People on the internet think I'd be the most boring person ever.
Why? Well, you do some pretty cool stuff that's very serious.
Yeah, I can't really
You like change laws and stuff.
But then on a night out.
Do you know what I love about the fact, because we met up with you, me and Kaz, after you changed, what that law was it to do with smoking?
Oh yeah, when I went with the online safety bill.
So you were just casually doing that during the day, and then you met
guys
us
were sipping cocktails.
and you were wearing just the most magnificent suit. It was like this.
My little camel.
Oh, you look so fit, and you just like walked in. You're like, "Hi, girls." You like ordered a cocktail, and I was like, You're so cool, man. Like, you look fit, you've just changed the law, and now you're sipping a cocktail. Like, bro,
it's all in a
I
day's work.
aspire to be you, but then I don't because I hate politics. But I aspire to be as powerful as you.
And then when we go on holiday, I'm just a bit rogue.
You are rogue, yeah.
What was it you guys said in Greece? Oh, it's fine going on holiday with Sharon. She's like a bulldog.
Yeah,
so you don't have to worry
I've got,
about.
like, my bodyguard with me the whole time. I never felt more safe. It's actually true that you are feisty. Isn't she?
I can only think about the one time when we went to that club the second time in Vienna. When you were like, Sharon.
Yeah, no.
I got told off.
Yeah, but
I just had enough.
I know, babe. We knew.
I always
Compose yourself. You're a podcast host.
I'm a serious person.
Scene.
I don't have a social life. I do.
You do.
All know I do.
Yeah. You're so social. You're always doing something. My mum actually said to me once, she went, "That's Sharon. She's so successful, isn't she?"
Sharon.
I went, "Yeah, but how can you say that? Oh, she's always here. She's always there. Did you see what she was wearing the other day?" I went, "Yeah, Mum, her clothes doesn't make her successful. Have you seen the laws?" Yeah. But have you seen it? I was like, "Yeah, Ma." So you're actually, my mum even noticed that you're here, there, and everywhere. And she also said you're successful.
Oh, thanks. No, do you know what it is? I get like itchy. That's why I explain to people, like, I get an itch in my head if I don't do something.
See, I'm like the opposite. When I have to do stuff, I get itchy. I'm like itching my head right now. I'm like,
oh, wow.
I like doing nothing. I'm a lazy gal.
I'll ask you the final question so we can go get your ears pierced.
Yeah. That makes me nervous.
The most random request I've ever had from a guest, by the way. Come with me to get my ears
I've just
pierced.
been meaning to do it for so long and I keep wimping out and I know you will force me to do it.
I will, yeah.
As much as we love you, you will bully me into whatever you want me to do. So bully me.
But you asked me to.
This is what I'm saying. I know,
Okay,
it's
fine.
self-inflicted. Like, please bully me into getting my second ear piercing, please.
Okay, so the final question
Yeah.
I ask every single guest
Yeah.
is, if you could give your younger self a piece of advice based on your life and career journey, what would it be?
Drink more water because
Oh my God.
Botox is expensive. I never drank water and I feel like that's why I'm a prune.
Do you know what, actually? I think I said this to one of my like home friends when we were on holiday. I was like, I don't think I've seen Abby drink a single glass of water.
I'm so bad at drinking water. I feel like I wish my mum... The funny thing is, my mum actually worked for Nestle, which is a water company, and she used to bring home bottles of water constantly. Water was surrounding me, but mum never really said, like, drink. So I just had all of the tools around me, and I never did it because I was like, why would I drink that when I can drink Coke or whatever? Like, I just never drank water. So I wish that I ingrained the habit of being hydrated into me at a young age. Because as an adult, I'm struggling. Mrs. Headache, yeah, we get it. You don't drink water, of course you get headaches. Like, I just don't help myself. So yeah, I wish I drank more water. Sorry, it's not very inspiring.
It's all right. You heard it first. Stay hydrated because it's cheaper than getting Botox, which I can also confirm. So
yeah, just want to, yeah. That's the only thing I have to say. Does that say something about me?
No, I just think you're just such a wholesome queen and like you just go with the flow, and I love that. I'm like so regimented that it's nice to have somebody that's like complete opposite to you in your life.
We are so opposite, but we get on so well.
It's really, I think if we
almost never relate to anything. You were like, you know, when you do this, I'm like, nope. And I'm like, you know, when you feel like this sometimes, you're like, no, babe, never. I'm like, okay.
But we get on so well.
That's fine.
And now I'm going to go bully you into getting your ears pierced.
Yeah. It's going to be cool.
Oh, thanks for coming, babe.
Thanks for having me.